Hey, thanks, Timothy, for taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for having me as the first guest.
Oh, yeah. No, we are very excited for having you on board. So we're starting this new podcast series. It's fairly new for us, so hopefully it all goes well. So,
Yeah, well, have a little fun with that.
so yeah, so myself, Tapan, I'm the founder CEO here at TruckX, and we're starting this podcast series. And you're the first guest, Timothy. So really glad to have you from J.B Hunt. Uh, why don't you give a quick introduction for about you, and then we'll get started.
How you doing? My name's Tim Tang. Basically, I am a fleet manager for J.B Hunt. I've been doing this for 13, 14 years. I used to truck, did warehousing, fleet management. I do DOT and safety compliances as well, and consultant. And training managers and drivers too. And generally in this industry.
That's nice. That's nice. And we were talking about it earlier. You said you're from New Jersey, right?
Yep, yeah, 30. I'd say Jersey basically. So New York. I'm in New York. I'm a New Yorker first. 30
Oh, okay.
years.
Oh,
So
wow. Long time in trucking, 15 years, you said?
yeah, I'd say I drove 8 years, 9 years more, and then crossing the George Washington Bridge. If people know what I mean.
Oh, wow.
been
So
been
how is it different for you than driving versus now managing the team and like managing the warehouse?
fleet management basically what because fleet management it's I'll say this: when you're driving, it's physically driving you nuts. Now it just got like physical, like it's psychologically, driving me nuts at the same time. But but both sides, it's hard for management and driving.
Mhm.
It's for it. So I know
Of
how to
course.
feel both sides. So
And it's great that you probably understand the drivers as well, right? You have empathy towards them when you talk to them. And
yep, yeah,
that's probably
yeah,
really, really important and when
yep.
you talk to them.
They're always asking me, Tim, why do you stop driving? I was like, because the traffic. Like that's really about it. Like I spent 3, 4 hours in traffic like you guys. That's why I stopped. And I always sympathize with my drivers going through the
Hmm.
bridge traffic. We just have a lot of floodings lately too with the rain,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it caused them a lot of you know time and money for them as well. But you have to understand this is part of trucking, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't control the weather, we can't control traffic. Just but like I said, I did it already, and that's why I stopped driving. But I always care for my drivers first. So
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. So I know there are so many challenges going on these days with trucking, especially like these days is hiring the driver and kind of how is the supply chain shortage going on and
mhm.
stuff like that. But let's today we can focus our topic more on trailer and asset tracking, which is kind of sometimes overlooked and behind all these bigger problems. But I'm sure you run into a lot of these issues.
A lot of issues that like it's not really addressed right in trucking is basically is asset tracking with trailers, and it causes time, it causes a lot of maintenance issue, and a lot of dwell time if you don't find these trailers. It's like a
Mhm.
hide and seek. It's kind of like a hide and seek thing, basically. Someone hides it, we guys seek it, right? I was just uh, like I was talking before, basically, was that there's no practical application to track real time tracking with trailers, load or empty.
Yeah.
Um, and I was saying before, like I had a driver who took a trailer to, from Pennsylvania all the way to Dublin, Ohio. Now it's in Michigan, somewhere in Michigan. It's just like it's like easy. It's like taking candy from the baby for people that's taking trailers while even though we knowing it, and we had
Oh,
to
yeah.
track it down. And
Track it down,
the
right? Mhm.
and the worst thing is basically it's a lot of cost of money just to find the trailer. It's just to find a driver to get the trailer at the same time. It's costing a lot of money. Just utilize a driver to pick up the trailers too at the same time.
Same
So
time.
that's
Yeah.
why asset tracking is such a could do so much a lot of courses, theft,
Mhm.
claims,
Yeah.
um, just these are dwell times of maintenance, like I said before.
So what's the process looks like for you? Let's say a driver comes into your yard and do you tell him or her the trailer number to pick up and they just go in and pick
we
up the
have
trailer?
cer-
Like how does it go?
So how this company works is that we have called trailer pool lists, right?
Yeah.
So each of the network we have in this company, we have we're asset like that the customer pays for. So let's
Okay.
say it's like Home Depot or Costco or whatever, like, hey, we have a number of trailers, we pay for like 100 of them, right?
Yeah.
And it's paid for the customers already. If the driver is trying to take one, we don't know about it. It goes off that especially if that trailer was talking about is in Michigan. We charge the customer a trailer that's not even being used for them. That's the
Oh,
worst
wow.
thing. So it's
Hmm.
like hurting then our operation and their operation at the same time,
Yeah,
costing us money. So
of course.
uh,
So what do you use, right? I mean, I'm sure there are trailer trackers on these trailers, right? So, but it gets very hard to manage when they don't work together. So even though we talk about visibility, sure. I mean, if you really know what you're looking for, you might be able to find it. But if you really don't know what you're looking for, or it's not proactive, right? System. So what are the challenges? So you mentioned about people picking up wrong trailer, right? Uh, or so what are different challenges you guys face today these days?
I think mainly even yard management. A lot of people don't even mention that. I mentioned that at least my last podcast with TJ is yard management, right? The trailer is
Yeah.
empty, the trailer loaded, is trailer, accessible to drivers to pick up,
Hmm.
and it's not. We have no it's a visibility thing for all of us. Someone almost took a load trailer out of the gate, and it's like, dude, this is loaded,
Yeah.
and and also the door hinges are broken too. He didn't. I don't know why he didn't do a pre-trip or post a pre-trip on this. And I just
Yeah.
like, and a lot of it is basically application of sensors, like trailer sensors that, it prevents them, prevent the maintenance costs
Yeah.
time just in the yard before leaving the site.
Or just inside the yard. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that would save so much time. But
Hmm.
again, it we don't have food like it's a lot like just it's about food control, right? Visibility. We just don't have that basically, and really that's why technology is such importance in part of trucking now.
Yeah. I mean, and the yards are really huge, right? So first, I guess the basic challenge is to figure out how many trailers are in a yard, like in total. And then from that, how do you segment them? Do you have like a way to kind of park a particular trailer in a particular location? You talked about some pool, right? So do you maintain that, or is it just like?
In my experience based on yard management is that it's based on the customer needs, basically what they
Okay.
need to be, where had to be at certain places in the yard, or had to be somewhere else to be in the offsite because of storage. It could be storage trailer they need. So
Yeah.
it depends on the customer need on what they need. Like what like is it a backhaul or maybe a shuttle they gotta do from their customer site to another customer site.
Yeah.
So
So
like I'm sorry, go ahead.
no worries. So how big is your yard over here in
Yeah,
New Jersey?
the one I have right now is three.
Hmm.
So and the other field yards we have is probably one or two. We have with other accounts, but it depends on what the uh which account it is. But mine's
Of
three.
course, three accounts. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it would be like some few hundred trailers.
Right now I'm dealing about three. I'd say give or take about 300 plus 300 and change right now. Maybe a little bit
Yeah,
more now because it's peak season. So I'll
of
say about
course.
400. Yeah. So we are actually having third party trail like extra leads, premier trails to for the customers basically because of the demands of freight.
Yeah, yeah. And this will complicate even more, right? Because if you're getting the trailer from somewhere else, they have their own tracking system, and which is probably not part of your system, and that
Yeah,
is an even bigger headache.
the next mention is that like since we are paying for them, right? In the units, we're renting units out. It's our responsibility
Yes.
to, like if you lose it, what are you gonna do? It's not out. It's not on as a third party asset now. So the
Yes.
difference is that like, well, you guys got to pay for it. You either pay for the parts or you pay for the trailer now, and that
Hmm.
costs what thousands, hundred thousands just for the trailers itself. And we got like I said, it's it's an operation hassle, but but the demands are high, so we gotta do what you gotta do for the customers. So
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a good problem to have. Let's put it this way, wherein you have a good demand, but now it increases your problem
well, I
because
say that the number to quote more money, more problems, right? I think it's just more trials, more problems,
more
basically.
trailer, more problems.
Yeah, we make more money, but it's more problems at the same time. That's why I say now, and people gotta laugh at that. Basically, it's true, but you're making money. Go, oh, we got more trailer. We can make more freight. We can make more profit of the loads now, and drive.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. But people are looking downside. More equipment. That means what do you mean? More breakdowns,
Yeah.
right? More asset truck. You know what I'm saying? And we got to figure out, what trailers, where the trailers have to be at. So that's how.
So yeah, I think trailer tracking is interesting, right? First is it provides you visibility, but then you also need a way to know when your trailer is going out and what it is going in. So like geofences, right? We talk about geofences and
Mhm.
everyone knows what geofence is at a very high level, but then how do you really use it? So do you kind of set some geofence on an asset on your trailers?
Um, uh, we're talking about like some of my newer trailers, right? We have it from the manufacturer. We have GPSs now. We
Yeah,
use for telematic system through Skybits. We use
yeah.
uh, help us basically find out. Oh, this is where the trailer is basically.
Mhm.
Tell us where it is or what's the status of the trailer. It needs maintenance, so it needs it's in the back or someone's using it for something else.
Mhm.
So it's getting better, but we just need to utilize those systems like more an extent, I say.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So we also TruckX also we do sell trailer tracking systems, right? So we have like this geofence feature wherein you can set a geofence which could be a yard, and then set a notification for your trailers. Now, I don't know if you are using any of those, right? Geo notifications, but then it would be like hundreds of notifications, right? Every time, right? The trailer goes in and out. So then how do you manage it?
the,
So
so here's the system is the use, right. The problem is with the trailers, right. It's in the customer site. It's not if I own terminal, we could use it basically because that's our own. It's like it's our own asset. But for the
yeah.
customer, once it's out, basically gated out or
Mhm.
somewhere in a store, we don't know basically.
Okay. Yeah.
It's hard to track basically. If it's in a terminal, we will know because it's based on a trailer system we use when the driver gets in. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know about that. So that's a lot of things that a lot of issues that we deal with in daily basis.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
and also we have also had outside care using our trailers sometimes. That's
Okay.
hook up and go, and we have no idea like where the tracking is because they talking about telling us, or our broker or their broker saying that this trail is good according to it, so you could take it. You
Yeah.
know, and like you can't take a trailer about the law and let us know basically.
Hmm.
Because the trailer is empty or is it, it's like,
Is it empty or is it even full,
yeah,
or
it's
is
like
it
yeah,
your right trailer?
yeah, it's
Right.
the right trailer you could take. It's not trailer pool. It's assigned to a different account or so someone else going to use it for something for a backhaul or shuttle somewhere else to be used in different a different place. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. So to answer your question, basically is it really depends on where what the customer sites are.
Mhm. Yeah. No. So what we have is, so you can actually set geofence per trailer. So let's say if it's going to a customer site, you put the address
Mm-hmm.
for that trailer, and then it will notify you whenever the trailer hits within that 1 mile radius, or you can put whatever mile radius. Uh, but then again, right, it involves your manual intervention for every trip. So I don't know how much time do you get, right? I mean, is it kind of to manage each of these trailers? Do you
Well,
have a list of where the trailer goes up front?
it's for my certain accounts. Basically, they're like we're dedicated drive that we're dedicated. Basically, the trails are
Yeah.
dedicated to certain to the customers. So
Okay.
in trailer pool, basically, we know where it is. Majority of the time,
Mhm.
if it's it's out of service trailer, we know about it already. We have a
Mhm.
technician there. So we'll basically find out is that I would do a yard check too, like a trailer checks.
Of course.
It takes me 2 hours, but it works.
Yeah.
Visibility, everything about
So
physical.
physically go in the yard and like go around
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
wow.
Physical.
Okay.
We have yard jockeys. They do it. I do it at the same time.
Mhm.
Just to I'm a fleet manager and also an asset protection manager apparently. So like, because I was telling my coworkers like, someone just took the trailer and we had to stop them. You
Mhm.
know, and was like, we talk about? Well, it's J.B Hunt. Yeah. You're company driver, but you just
You just cannot
like
pick any trailer.
you get you want, you know. And we don't, and so we can't track you because we
Mhm.
could track it some ways, but it's
Sure.
just not like once it's out of here, certain areas, it's just after
Yeah,
a few
sometimes there is
days,
no reception.
after GPS satellite position basically just tells
Yeah.
you that place, but doesn't mean it's exactly there. It could have someone picked up already the day after, it's gone already, right?
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah.
I
So
mean,
I'm imagining you get the list of trailers which are supposed to be in the yard, and then you just go kind of mark them. Do you also check it in the system if they are still there or?
we have a list basically we do
Yeah.
in the system, but it's not always accurate depending on the trailer is at the store or the trailer is the other side of the yard. So
Yeah.
or it's being down at my terminal. So it's
Oh,
just
okay.
a lot of it's a lot of dedication on like I said, trailers are more hassle than trucks because we have 3-to-1 ratio. So like I do basically I have to call road service. I have to call my maintenance people from my terminals to figure out this trailer is done or can you come what this trailer went basically after it got done.
Oh, yeah.
So you
And if
know
it's flat tire or something, and as you said, broken hinges,
so
uh,
I think
driver's supposed to report, but then,
I had a driver basically who almost ran out of hours because the trail is empty, thank God, basically. But he had enough hours, so he left the trailer. When do you leave? I was like, you left the trailer. Like there was no tracking, so he just
okay.
left the trailer there at somewhat in my other terminal my other terminal. And next day, some apparently road sorry fixed it. It's gone already. And but we tracked it down basically saying that it's at another site right now. So it's just a lot of asset tracking basically is a whole it's a actual whole operation already in
Oh,
through
yeah.
the management. So
No, so one of our customers, he was using our electronic logs and not our trackers back then. So he
mm,
lost his trailer, and they have like around, not many as you guys, of course, right? But they have like around 50 trucks or so. So they lost one of their trailer. It's been like 2, 3 months. He's not able to figure out. And in fact, he did not even know much about it, that the trailer is lost. And then one fine day, one of his driver calls him saying, "Hey, I see our logo and this yard, our trailer, but he just casually mentioned, and he's like, okay, it's not supposed to be there." And that's how they find the trailer. It was after 3 months they found a trailer which was just parked randomly at some yard which it was not supposed to.
yeah, I mean, a web trailer is down. Like I said, a trailer could be down somewhere we don't even know, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened is that basically, but during the COVID last year, like there was not a lot of there was less demands. So
Mhm.
and so a lot of people were not producing trailers or trailer parts, so that
Yeah.
was even harder
Oh,
to
yeah.
track down the trailer because it's like, wait, but what's going to be the for? What do you mean? I mean, I have no workers on site to do this because no one's producing any parts or trying to
It's just
purchase
sitting
trailers.
there.
So
It's just sitting there without
yeah,
any
yeah.
work to be
I
done.
mean,
Oh wow.
trailer lifespan's about 15, I think it was like 15, 20 years, but some of them were used for a while, basically. We breed brand new ones. But
Mhm.
like I said, the pandemics, it slowed down trailer production, trailer parts, and even just getting repairs for the parts, it's even harder. And
Yes.
even with the trailer sitting there, like, dude, this is just it's like a truck where the truck is sitting, you're not making money. The trailer is sitting there, that means you have no loads going anywhere.
It doesn't matter if the truck is moving if your
Yeah,
trailer is sitting
exactly.
there.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's one-to-one trucking basically. So it's kind of both ways. Like, oh, I have a truck. Okay, congratulations. I need a trailer now. Where is it? You know. So
Yeah, otherwise
it's
you
both
cannot
parts.
carry the load.
It's a balance of things, right? So,
Yeah.
but I really emphasize this with that's just my company, but just generally with the trucking industry is that
Yeah.
use at a lot of aspects. It will save you time. I mean, it's a good investment. It's a long time investment, right? I say to people, I was talking to another colleague of mine, you could start with just 50 or 20 GPS trackers, right? Not,
Hmm.
what, 100 to $200 a pop. Use them to see how it goes first, like a trial run. If you like it, then start using,
Yeah. Start
get
using
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Start get an exercise. Just start using it. Use it. It saves you money. You got to remember,
Yes.
trailers. You lose a damaged trailer or person trailers $100,000 for brand new trailers now on demand. Reefers.
And GPS is really cheap. I mean, it's just people just don't want to adopt the
Yeah,
tech, right? And like don't
it's
want to install it.
integration. It's the software integration. You know what I'm saying? It's the software integration. Oh, we don't have that kind of like, dude. How much you want to spend on and
Yeah.
put software compared to the trailers?
Hmm.
Trailer need parts, right? Trailer need times, tandems,
Yeah.
doors, hinges. That's more than software integration installation just for the computer, onto TMS.
Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
balance between the budget. So a lot of people are not understanding that. So I empathize that to every single person I talk to in the trucking industry. If you're a
Hmm.
broker, a carrier, even a shipper,
Yeah.
heck, even to the shipper, that would save you money. If you purchasing a container or this is worth it for you
Oh yeah.
guys.
Even if you're leasing a trailer, right? If you lease a trailer
Exactly.
for a couple of months, just
Yeah.
install your own tracker because it's very
Yeah.
hard to use the system that comes with it. It's good when a trailer is really lost and like you're trying to figure out. Then you can go to the leasing company and say, "Hey, I want to find my trailer."
Yeah.
But then, yeah, if you have your own tracker on it, it will help you in your day-to-day operations.
So the other thing, so I do have a question. I know we're recording this, but your
Yeah.
GPS trackers you have, right? Where do
Yes.
you guys actually have like a hit, like a, you put it, where do you guys put it actually? That's my question to you guys.
Oh
And
yeah. So
right.
there are different types of trackers we have. Like one is like a solar power tracker. So it's just battery in it. So you can literally screw it anywhere you like. And then so yeah, I have a few with me if you want to see. But
Okay,
it's
market yourself. Market yourself, man. I want to hear it.
well, see this. It's
Uh,
like a small tracker.
gotcha.
So yeah, it's just battery powered. So you just stick it anywhere. The good part of that is, of course, right? You don't have to really put it next to the power or anything, right? It can be used on a container as well, not just trailers. But then the other one which we have can connect to the power. So as soon as you hook up a truck, it will start getting charged. And then once you drop it off, it can still last for a long time. So if you want to really hide it, then it becomes a little tricky, right? Where do you hide the trailers? But again, it has all these sensors these days, right? So basically, if someone removes it or someone breaks it, it has an alert mechanism, so it can tell you someone removed the trailer from your trailer
Ah,
tracker from your trailer. So that's an interesting feature which people really like.
okay. That's kind of sold me. That's always I was going to ask you. That sold me out now. You know, you should really present that to J.B. or trailer manufacturing to put that in store. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, of
use
course.
Washpan or Sergeant or Vanguard. Yeah,
Hmm.
you could sell that to them basically. Hey, this you have the TruckX GPS basically. So
Oh yeah,
it's a protection basically. What really
yeah.
is with the tracking,
It
and
is. It is a nice protection.
I think it's a great long term investment too, especially
Hmm.
basically with software integration with whatever team with like carrier uses.
Yes,
It's
I think.
so much
Yeah.
easier basically. So I just look at it. Oh, okay, this is there. Okay, this is as an empty trailer. We could grab it and utilize the trailer somewhere.
Yes.
You know, and like I said, I told them that one guy took a trailer to Florida and it's like, well, you gonna bring it back anytime soon? It doesn't belong to you, But they didn't know that. But the thing is that they didn't tell us they took that trailer, and
Mhm.
and thankfully that it's coming back now. So we
Yeah,
track it down basically. Of course, what it's
nice.
in our own terminal, but this is the things, the headaches that trailer utilization, trailer asset tracking for us, or for any general carriers, major.
Yeah. And there are two types of problems, right? One is the theft, right? When someone actually tries to steal the trailer. And
Mhm.
then the other is misplacement, which is, I think, more common than actually someone stealing your trailer. So in your case as well, right? Just the driver does not know that he just picked up the wrong trailer. And now it's sitting in Florida, and now there is no one to bring it back. And it's just sitting there, and it takes a long time for it to be back.
Well, the thing is that now that causes theft too, because the trailer is there and no one knows, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
technically, you technically it's grand theft trailer it's grand theft trailer theft basically.
Yeah.
Telling and the problem is that I remember one of the stories that I heard from another carrier is that a loaded trailer, it was a loaded trailer in, I think it was Tennessee.
Hmm.
It got broken into. So there's no
Oh,
trailer
wow.
sensor, no alert basically from them. And basically what happened is that they finally found the trailer on the
Hmm.
highway stripped down. Doors are gone, the
Wow.
freight was gone already, and basically all we had was just the tires and the trailer. The door, the
Surprised
both
they didn't take the tires.
yeah, right. I'm just like they took the trailer door, the hinges doors too. Like I was like, wow, they really went all out to and I'm surprised that they just scrapped the whole trailer just for metal.
Yeah.
The surprise, but it cost them money. It cost them money to just get a tow truck,
Hmm.
bring it back, repair it. I was like, it was gone for they didn't even want to repair it. Just it was a loss already.
It's just gone. Yeah. You just book it at a loss, and yeah, I
Yeah,
cannot help it. Yeah. We
and
have
these are
like
the
these door sensors as well. So you can connect door sensors. So every time you open the trailer doors, you will kind of know how many times the trailer doors has been opened. Uh,
now.
s-
So I have a question for you guys that I
sure.
asked is that when it comes to trailer sensors, right? Do you have sensors inside a trailer with that
Mhm.
if a freight moves or
Mhm.
moves shifts a little bit, right? Do you guys have the kind of sensors that would tell you that so the driver would stop somewhere and check the freight or see if there's any damage on the freight for the customers? Do you guys have the kind of applications for that?
We are looking into that right now. We cannot tell inside the trailer if it's moving, right? If the load has moved or shifted. So shifting is it's an interesting problem.
Mhm.
People are trying to solve it with camera and stuff like that with IR sensors, but yeah, it's a hard problem to solve depending upon how many pallets you have and like what are you really worried about of shifting the load right inside the trailer. Of course, we have sensors that can sense temperature changes. So we have wireless sensors you can install, and but yes,
The
that's more
the
for reefer units.
But so there's the other side of this that a lot of people a lot of customers did not want to have in dash
Yes,
cameras because of it's the products.
yes,
Say so. Oh wait, because some people say, oh, there's like electronics in there. You know what I'm
they
saying?
they won't load it, right? Yeah,
They
if
won't
you
they
have
won't
cameras.
yeah, they on cameras basically because that's why we have that's why people it's like it's like privacy basically, right? Having a dash
Yes,
cam facing the truck
the
driver.
driver. Yes,
Yeah, so
that's a
it's
big problem. Yeah.
yep, illegal. So, like I said, like I'm saying that, like the people don't want those trail sensors inside because or cameras because it's customers' private products. It could be
Exactly.
not saying that this trailer has $100,000, MacBooks in or PS5. So, you know,
They don't want cameras
they
inside.
don't want to
Yes.
carry it. But the thing is that it also reduces freight claims too. But at the same time, if something, let's say a trailer, shifts a little bit, or the
Hmm.
driver just hard stops somewhere, and or the
Yeah.
pallet falls out for front of the nose of the trailer. So
Yes.
it's a lot of safety issues basically just with the
Yeah.
tracking the trailers.
No, I mean there are of course driver behavior sensors we have that's in the tracker, so it can tell whether there were harsh brakes and stuff. But again, yeah, it's hard to correlate as you said, right? What is inside? Has it really shifted or not?
Mhm.
So I don't know if so. Camera, right, is probably one of the only solutions. There are people also looking into using like IR sensors But again, it's not that accurate, and you can actually just tell whether the trailer is empty or full. But other than that, it's like very difficult to say whether it's moved or not.
Yeah, because a lot of people, when it's freight is in transit, right? People say, well, it got damaged in transit. It's the act, could be act of God, or maybe the driver did a hard turn, heartbreaking.
Act of,
Or,
act of
so,
God, act of act of driver or something.
yeah, I think act of God. Yeah, people say it. I was like, act of God. He's the act of driver, man. Just not pay attention. Maybe he had the hard stop because of weather or someone's in front of him. So it's hard. It's just trying to reduce freight claims with trailer ads, trailer sensors basically. That which they really do need, and
Yeah, I think one of the challenges we're trying to solve with this claims is with our door sensors, as I said. So door sensors will actually give you guarantees at the delivery that the driver did not open the door, right? Or the door was closed throughout the journey. But then again, if the load was damaged between the journey, right, while it in transit, then who do you blame? So many times, as you know, right, shippers won't allow drivers to take pictures. Some good drivers will take photos after the loading is done, right, before the door closes. But yeah, I mean, if you cannot have driver to see the loads, I don't even know. Can they even claim it at that point that the load was damaged in transit?
Like it's hard to tell, because let's just say, like, I mean, like, depending on situations, right? Like if the guy did a pre-trip, let's say the driver did a pre-trip, right? And it's like, oh, it's fine. But when he got into the trailer, right? Like, dude, you didn't see the hole in the corner, a little hole in the corner. It rained too, right?
Oh, wow.
Now that's on the driver, obviously, because he
Of
didn't
course.
do the proper pre-trip. But it comes to, like, let's just say he had the heartbreak again, like I was saying before, like because of some driver, like a passenger or another driver, vehicles in the front, he had the heartbreak and everything slammed right into the front of the nose of the trailer.
God. Yeah.
But the thing is that, how do you prove that?
Yes.
About sensors or cameras inside, basically, in their trucks or in the trailers, to prevent freight claims with these sensors. Yeah, I'm a little bit off topic of the asset track, but this is also asset track because this happens during transit too with the trailers.
Yes. Pre-trip is important. Pre-trip inspections, and I don't know, many drivers don't go inside the trailer for inspection. So just like you mentioned, right, the holes, right? You have to actually go inside the trailer. It's very easy to spot holes. I mean, there will be light coming out. I mean, unless you're doing it at dark.
I mean, you're not you can't, like, for a lot of customers, you can't break the seals, so you don't know what happened. You only check the trailers itself, basically, the tangents, the doors, the junction box, tires. That's about it. That's all you could do at this point.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that with technology is that they even know sometimes the trailer is getting a flat in tire 16 or 17, or the doors, like I said, the doors are hinging a little bit in the back, so they stop. So this stops you. This you to have more visibility for the drivers to stop and check the freight, or reduce maintenance costs too. Can you imagine? Driving the trailer or to the customer and saying that, what happened to the door? I heard that. Like, what happened to the door? The door swing and partially broken into. Did someone stealing? Did someone stole with the theft? Like, that's the thing. That's
But this is pure negligence, right? On driver's behalf, right? If the door is like swinging and like, driver should be able to notice this before starting to drive.
But you think so? But the thing is that you got to do a 15-minute pre-inspection, mid-inspection, and post-inspection, right? That's DOT regulations. But a lot of people just hook up and all right, I can move the tangents and fifth wheel. I'm good. That's it.
No, I know many good drivers. What they do is every time you stop, let's say at a truck stop, you take a 30-minute break, go inside. After they come out, right before driving, they still go a turnaround, right? I mean, just check your entire truck and trailer. A very quick 5-minute maybe, just to make sure everything is okay before you start. Because there could be some other truck who was trying to park, damage your trailer, right? Or there could be potential theft attempt with your trailer. So those are the cases to look for.
So especially now, but it's that it's peak season, right? So it's just basically theft season for trailers. So I like a lot of implications of, all the theft protection for trailers and sensors are needed now,
Hmm.
and high demands. Like
Oh yeah.
some people follow it. And I'm not kidding you. A couple of years ago, an Amazon trailer, right? Someone was
Okay.
following onto the warehouse, and they hijacked the trailer literally when he dropped it off. Another truck came and put it to another warehouse, a fake warehouse, where they
Really?
broke it in basically. And the great thing is that they put the trailer back to the same place afterwards. When the door hit open, somebody opened it up.
Okay.
There was some
It's
merchandise.
gone. Merchandise is gone.
So theft is a huge thing with the
Hmm.
trailer. So that's why I was like, asset tracking protection. It's a huge thing, man.
Yes. That's a huge thing. And then you should be also able to use the system as well, right? Well, like
Exactly.
spend some time, see what features you get with your system, right? Like geofencing we were talking about is a very important thing which you can use in your favor. So so yeah, even if you have a small fleet, I think it
Yeah.
does make sense
I mean, that's striking for like small and
setting up.
medium
Yeah.
carriers. I mean, they would use it like I said before, is that use like 50, like do a trial run, right? Do a
Mhm.
trial run,
Yeah.
say it works.
Do a
How
trial run. Yeah.
great is it? It's cost saving to you guys. Is it cost you, say and safety security issues with your trailers, you
Yeah.
know, especially with reefers. When we talk about reefers, right? What happened if it
Yes.
turns off?
Yes.
The reefer turns off,
Mhm.
basically. And it's at the customer site, and
Yeah.
this turns off, and all the foods got rotten. Basically, it's like we have no visibility of that trailer, or we're for two things: you don't know where the trailer is sometimes too, right?
Mhm.
Or the
Or the
reefer's working.
temperature. Yeah.
It could be sitting at the customer site.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
mean, we have some customers who have reefers, right? They will put our asset trackers in the reefer, but they won't put temperature sensors. I was like, there is not much of a big investment. It's just really good to have. And then there are some customers who actually have put multiple temperature sensors.
Hmm.
So as you know, right? So if you put like palletized load, and if you block the AC right in the front, then I mean, one part of your trailer will be really cold and the other part is not so good. And
I see.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then when you see the temperature in your refrigerated unit, right, it will say, yeah, you're all good. But inside it's like all messed up.
You don't see
So,
the. So a lot of the sensors I seen, right? You see the
mhm,
reefers. You can see the flow, like the application, the software. You see the flow, the airflow too.
yeah,
Right?
hmm,
It's amazing that you would know like half the trailer it's cold and like it's
hmm,
another half is just less cold, like in like third, like what's the
probably
temperature?
not maintaining the
Yeah,
temperature.
it's like over 40 degrees. We should be
Hmm,
about 20, like 30 degrees, and it's
hmm,
rising and rising.
yeah,
And like it's helped the customer out. So we have to drop this trailer. I have to pick it up
hmm,
later on. Meanwhile, suddenly the Thermal King, for unit turns off around bonfire. You have no idea, and the customer is saying that, well, what happened here?
hmm,
That now
yeah,
now that now they're complaining. Like, well, you know
yes.
what? You got to drop off the reefer. It didn't work, and half my product dogs merchandise are gone.
Yeah. And the thing is, right, these refrigerated units like Thermo King, right, they will these days they will have their tracker and temperature sensor inside, right? So you can get their subscription, right, to kind of check the temperature. But again, the challenge is same, right? They will just check the temperature on one part of the trailer, right?
Mm.
So not on the nose of the trailer, right, or the head of the trailer. So yeah. So for us, right, so we have these customers who installed two, both at one end, right, and the other one at the tail. So now your temperature at the head might be good because that's where your refrigerated unit is, but the tail, the temperature can drop, and then you can set alerts for them. So for different temperature sensors, so that you know, okay, the temperature is maintained throughout the trailer and not just like one part of the trailer.
Might I ask something actually about
Sure.
your reefer sensors? So the question is that let's just say a driver is like the driver's in transit with the reefer unit, right?
Yeah.
And there's a malfunction. Like, do they have a sensors in the truck that tells you something about the reefer by any chance? Like,
Yeah. So like all of it, like these days with tech, right? So whatever tablet or phone you're using, you get a notification if the temperature is dropping. So the dispatcher gets a notification, and the driver also can get a notification depending upon if you configured it correctly.
Wow. No,
So
selling me out, man. That's amazing. That's amazing. I like that. Basically, that's a good application to use for any carriers who run Reefer today. Because, like I said, Reefer's like more expensive. With the power units, like 150,000 for a brand new Reefer. So
yeah, and the thing is, right, with temperature, it's about what is the merchandise inside, right? I mean, in this case, it would be like some food item and stuff, and typically it's much more expensive. And yeah, if it defaults, right, I mean, if there is a claim on it, that's a huge loss.
yeah,
And then if there is a loss, right, like that, right, how do you even prove that the temperature was maintained throughout the journey, right, in transit? So we show them a complete graph, so you can actually see the graph right from it started to right where it kind of delivered. So then at least you can prove that the temperature was maintained en route. So either the food was bad when you actually loaded it, or after you unloaded it, it's your problem. Maybe you did not refrigerate it after. So
did you do a pre-trip on it? Mix up the driver. So it could be a lot of factors. But I totally agree. Basically, that's a nice visibility of data. I like that one. So these are the things that I'm telling we're recording this. I'm telling you, all the carriers to use these applications because it helps theft, helps insurance frauds, freight claims. Especially insurance. This is a huge insurance thing, basically, with trailers too, and freight claims.
Freight claims, and then you spoil your relationship with your shippers.
With your customers and shippers, basically, you don't want to use it anymore. I was like, well, you guys give me, you're servicing me faulty trailers. And Reefers here. I mean, like, why would you use these guys again? I mean, you don't know what the trailer is. I mean, ask yourself something. Let's say you're the customer. Where's my trailer? What will be your answer? We'll look into it.
Let me check. Let me find out.
We're laughing, but it's kind of like they ask.
It's unfortunate, but yes.
Yeah, I had a guy. I had a driver who took the wrong trailer. Right. I mean, it was a customer trailer, but it went to the wrong place. But he left it there. Right. So we had no. So the problem is that if we exactly know where the trailer was, we could have found somebody else less than a couple miles away to pick it up, and go. Save it, reducing miles, reducing deadheads. Pick up that trailer and go a couple miles to the next store. Yeah. That's why.
What happened? Oh yeah.
So if we had asset tracking, on the trailer, we know. Oh, let's say you're supposed to go to Westfield, Massachusetts, right? But you're supposed to go to West Springfield. Massachusetts to West Springfield. That's only maybe 15 miles away. If we knew where that trailer was for 2 days ago, we just found someone else near it, pick it up and go.
Yeah.
So we finally figure out now we have to travel 180 miles away using another driver to go another 30 miles, 100 another 30, 40 miles to go to, it costs a lot of money. Just not.
And how did you find out?
The trailer was? Because the trailer wasn't assigned to that store. Because we have like a trailer where it's going. So apparently, also he doesn't. Just like a lot of people, they don't read their paperwork. The trailer was going to a certain place. It was going to Westfield, and he said, "Oh, I thought it was West Springfield." Like, bro, we lost money. So we can't even charge the customer a recharge because it was on the carrier. And
was it loaded in this case?
It was loaded. It was loaded too. So we had to tell another driver to drive 180 miles to there and another 30 miles to pay him out. So if we found out where the trailer was a couple of days ago, we could just found somebody in Massachusetts, one of our drivers, to pick it up, save us the deadhead and the cost and the fuel, and pick it up. Yeah, it's driving. Instead of driving 188 miles, drive 40 miles. See what I mean? The asset tracking is
the amount of gas, the amount of diesel you'll spend there. Exactly. It's like less the cost of the entire.
And the driver's time too. Because we have to redeliver, and that's why asset tracking is such a huge thing. Because it costs just not in the maintenance costs, fuel costs,
Oh
operation
yeah.
costs, time,
Yes.
manpower, dwell time. So
No, there are a few customers of ours. They have installed multiple trackers and from different companies actually on a trailer. So if one doesn't work, right, they have access to the other one. So which is quite interesting. So there are some people who are in extreme other end of like making sure that they are smart enough, right? And it's today's day and age, right? I mean, how can you provide a better service, right? Of course, you're an awesome driver, you're doing all the right things, but then technology helps you to kind of provide visibility not just to yourself, but to the other party, right? To your customer. And and yeah, I mean, it's a very small price to pay actually to kind of to make it happen.
yeah, but you know what? It's a price to. Well, it's not a price to pay. It's worth to pay. I'm sorry. I'm going to phrase that. It's worth to pay. It's not a price to pay. It's a worth to pay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For all the experience I've seen, it's just like, they want to fly people across the region or like, to found trails. Are you serious? It's like, I mean, like, so you would use a physical factor, the technology, just, to put
Hmm.
into it, you know, for the software applications. So like I said, like we do trailer reports, we do equipment reports all the time,
Okay.
it's not just company, but no, like if any carrier company that to figure out where the trailers are.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. It's cost money. It's just that's really. I mean, using technology. It's, advocate technology and a long-term investment on software integration to TMS
Hmm.
will save a lot of time
Oh
for the
yes. Yes.
dispatchers, the dispatchers, maintenance managers.
Yeah. And there
Even
are
drive.
so many options available these days, right? There are so many different TMSs are available. There are so many companies selling asset tracker solutions. You just have to find the right fit for yourself and kind of get something, right? And as a trucking company, and
I totally agree. It's a good lesson. I mean, you guys recording this.
yes,
Listen
I
to
think we are
us.
still recording. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a huge thing. I mean, like I understand it's money, I understand it's budget, but look at the long term effect is that it's gonna help reduce a lot of your operation costs, your maintenance costs, fuel costs. We just talked about with the story, you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
you're gonna be scratching your head every single day, you know. Where's my trailer? It's gonna be like a game now for some
Game
people. So.
like finding the Pokemons, right?
Find water where
Where-
it was water with, right? That's what we say sometimes. Where's my trailer, right? So,
yeah.
and we don't want our customers or shippers to, feel that, we're, it just, to feel that, we're incompetent to track our
To do
own,
the job.
to do the job,
Exactly.
the services we provide them. So that's why I've said, this is, they understand too. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's their merchandise too. Like, well, it's not just your trailer, it's our merchandise in there. We're
In
losing.
there.
We're losing out too. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's good to install it and also good to kind of use it as well. So it's I mean, like people are on the go these days, right? So if you have a small trucking company, right, there are trackers like we have, right? They have mobile app as well. You open the app quickly, you see where the trailers are, right? If you're on a system, right, then you can see that. So geo fencing is another feature. There are other IoT devices you get with it, right? So door sensors and stuff, which people don't necessarily look for, but I think these are some important devices, or we call it IoT platform, right? So these days, so find a good platform for yourself which helps you in day-to-day operations.
yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I really advise this for people. It's, like you want me to find a trailer. Okay, you give me a couple of days or maybe a week to find. Not he said one trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
trailers. You gotta give me more time. Like the technology is great and all, but it's just like I said, it's a full application of what for the platform you guys uses, or what you use a different platform to integrate their TMS systems. You know,
Mhm.
like and I believe that with technology, it's got to be more communicated with them. Just not with the drivers, with the daycare. I mean, people would say, "Oh, there's always a driver behavior with the trucks," but a lot of people don't understand that the other, what do they hook up to? A trailer too. That's a huge other side that people miss sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
No, definitely. I think so. One of the use cases also we are working on is how to detect truck and trailer. So since we have a system that asset tracker, which is on the tracker side, and we have ELDs and other system, right, which is on the truck, we can actually tell what truck and trailer is hooked up. So if there is a wrong match, so let's say if you assign a trailer to a truck, but actually the driver has picked up a wrong trailer, we can alert them saying the driver is actually hooking up a wrong trailer. So, so that's an kind of interesting use case which we are working on.
that would prevent a lot of headaches.
Yeah,
A lot of headaches. I mean, the basic term is that they just don't read the paperwork and just hook up because the trailer. Oh, I found a trailer. I was like, okay, that's like I said before. We don't. That's like you found a trailer. That's congratulations. Is it ours? Is it in use? It's gonna be in use? Oh, it has to be somewhere else. So that's the thing. I remember a trailer had to be in maintenance, so I scheduled maintenance. Someone took it,
mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
Guess what?
for the maintenance.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
scheduled for maintenance. Guess what happened? The trailer
Mm-hmm.
broke down
Broke down.
middle of the turnpike.
Oh God.
And I'm
Then
just
you have
like,
to pay a huge towing fee, even if it's turnpike.
but we didn't know. But here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
He 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 he's about to leave it. Basically, I was like, what do you want me to do? I'm running out of hours too. It's like you took the trailer that we
Yeah,
need maintenance, right? And if it's maintenance, that means there's something wrong with the trailer. Why would you take it?
yeah,
And we have to send a tow truck. Basically, like I said, this is the simple things that helps out. It's not just technology. Why? Obviously, we don't know about technology factors, but it's
Mhm.
common sense. It's common sense factors, right?
Common sense. Yes, common sense is the best way, I guess. But yeah, I think probably the takeaway for us today, at
Yeah,
least from my side, and I would let
yeah,
you also summarize, I guess, is
yeah, sure.
technology is our friend, and I think kind of embrace it rather than running it away from it.
Yeah,
And asset tracking is kind of it's important. It's very important. It will save you on big losses. And it's a so yeah, just embrace it and go with it.
I think I agree with you. Summarize with this podcast is that care a lot of carriers or even owner operators, shippers, you got to use asset tracking. It's just going to save you a lot of time. You might have to learn something new with the software and the platform, but in the long run, is that it's going to save you reducing time on like I said, maintenance, tracking, just a whole operation cost basically. And
Right.
if your return investment will be a lot better in the future.
No, that's
So
great. Thanks
right,
a lot, Tim, for spending the time with us and sharing your experiences. And I think this
right.
conversation will never end otherwise. There are so many things we can talk
Oh
about.
yeah, we could talk about more and more. Like this is a good topic that that to talk about because a lot of people not talk about. A lot of people talk about the ports, a lot of people talk about driver charge, but this is a topic that needs to be addressed too at the same time. You
Yeah,
know, because
no,
like I said,
definitely.
right, I know we went over a little bit of time, but like I said, high demands of trailers and high demands of loads means high demands of trailers at the same time.
Trailers. Mhm.
So that's why I said, I have, my last advice basically, use technology. Is when's there implicated.
You heard it, everyone. That's Tim from J.B. Hunt. He spends his day and night managing trailers. So
Yeah,
thanks a lot, Tim.
no problem, man.